Hello guys, how are you? It's time to change the oil in the oil filter of my Alfa 155 1.9 turbo diesel. Now, the question may spring to mind, what is the best way to remove your oil from the engine? Should you take out the drain plug? Should you suck the oil out? What is the best way to do it? Like I told you on the other video, it depends a lot on the engine that you have. On this video, I'll try to explain you the best way to do your oil change depending on the type of engine that you have. Okay, can you see? The car is crooked on purpose. I did this in order to be able to take out the most oil from the engine as possible. Now, as you can understand, not all engines are made in the same way, not all engines are equal, and you cannot apply the same principles of draining the oil to all engines. For example, on this sample here of 4 cars, I have roughly 3 different ways to take out the oil from the pan. For example, here on my Alfa 156 is the only one that I have that has, the Alfa 75 as well, it has a aluminium oil pan, okay? And in that cases, normally you can take out all of the oil of those engines, no matter the brand, the maker or model, okay? If you have an aluminium oil pan, normally you can take out all of the oil without having to suck the oil through the dipstick hole, okay? And why is that? Because of the material itself. You can do a hole and the location of the oil drain plug can be mounted lower on the pan. Okay, on this case of the Alfa 75 as well, as you could see on my oil pan repair that I can leave you up here. But wait a minute, even on this aluminium oil pan, you still have a little bit of a hole inside of the oil pan. In that area, the oil pipe pickup tube is actually dipped in a bit of oil of the engine. That has a reason to be. On this Alfa, for example, on this 1.9 turbo diesel engine, as you could see, we have a steel pressed oil pan on my Alfa 33 as well. And on this case, you normally cannot take out all of the oil of the engine. Okay, how can you do that? You can remove the oil pan altogether, or you can take out your oil dipstick and insert a tool to remove by vacuum the rest of the oil, or not. Because not all engines allow you to do that. Normally, this pipe over here is not straightforward all the way to the bottom of the oil pan. Normally, it has some bends, some curves that stop you to insert a tool to take out all of the oil. And sometimes people do not understand that, and they actually take out less oil by sucking with a tool than on the oil drain plug. Okay, that being said, some engines do need oil on the pan in order to not be damaged. For example, on this one, no, because it does not have an oil tension device in order to keep the timing chain, always secure. But on some makes and models, I'm remembering here some Volkswagen Group cars, if you take out all of the oil, when you are starting the engine again, you can actually skip a tooth or two on the timing chain because of that. Some cars do not allow you to remove all of the engine oil. So my recommendation is, if you are not able to remove all of the oil of your engine, or even if you do, what you should do to keep up the lifespan of the engine is to cut short on your maintenance, not cut short on materials, but on time limits. You should, if your engine does 10,000 kilometers, like this one should do, I do 5,000 kilometers. If my Alfa 156 did 20,000 kilometers, I do 10,000 kilometers, always with good oil in original filter. In that way, all of the oil that is around the engine, on the walls of the engine, on the bottom of the oil pan, will not become so like paste, like almost like a grease. Okay, if you do more oil changes, obviously your engine will last you a lot longer. Before we get to the filters here in the oil, I just want to remember something. On the Smart 4.2 car, the 450 chassis, we have that diesel and gasoline engines, the 3-cylinder engines. For those that do not know that engine does not have an oil drain plug. Those who do, it was adapted for someone. Okay, I already did a lot of services on those cars, and those that have the adaptive drain plug, actually you cannot take out all of the oil. I know why you do that, why you may do that, because you don't have the tool to suck the oil out. But when you are able to suck out all of the oil of that engine, you can put in 3.2 liters of oil, of quantity of oil. If you have the drain plug, because remember, when you are adapting a drain plug on a flat stamped steel oil pan, the steel is very thin. Obviously, you cannot do a threading over there. So you have to adapt a height of threading on the pan. That height of threading on the pan is the quantity of oil that will be inside of the oil pan at all times. And if you are doing that, you are obviously allowing for the sludge to form in that way. So on the cars that have the adapted drain plug, I can only, if I use the drain plug, obviously, to take out the oil, I can only put in 2.9 to 3 liters of oil on that engine. So may not seem like a lot, but it is a lot on that small of an engine. Normally on those cars, I do not touch the drain plug at all, because sometimes it is really badly made stuff, and I actually remove, like it should be, the oil dipstick, insert my tool, and make sure I can take out all of the oil of inside the engine. So once again, there is no right or wrong. There is no engine that prefers, actually there is an engine that prefers sucking the oil, and some engines that prefer draining the plug. It's not equal to all of the engines. Each in every case, it's different. So in this case, I'm using 15W40. It is actually what the factory says. It says here synthetic 15W40. I could not find that, only semi-synthetic, but I think I'm cool with that. And here I have the oil filters that are possible for this engine, okay, and more engines. This one here, this is a new old stock. This is no longer available. This one is available. This is the classic line for Fiat and Fiat Group. And this is the oil filter that is equal on that lovely 75 over there for the Bialber engine. It is the same filter. This two, actually. So I will leave you this part numbers on the description below if you want to look at this more carefully. And the oil is a good quality oil, okay? Nothing very special, very racing type stuff. None of that. I just want to use this car normally. So normal oil, good, excellent oil filter, 5,000 kilometers on this, and it's done. For example, like on this twin spark head here, don't be expecting this engine here had a really tough life. On this picture over here, lack of maintenance, poor oils. It was really a mess. Don't be expecting that a suction down through there will clean the whole engine. You are just removing the better part of the oil that is inside the oil pan, not on the walls of the engine, not on the top of the head. That remains untouched always, okay? There are no miracles. Please do your maintenance. Please do your maintenance.